Bum bum ba bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 bum. Here we go. Welcome back to the channel, fragrance lovers. It's time for another Magnificent 7, and today we've got a great Luxe House offering for you. That's Sospiro. I'm Miles, and this is Aromas by Miles. Join me on my slow dance around the fragrance world today. Sospiro is a crazy good house, and if you want to find out more about it, you can help me out and help out the charity at the same time. And that's smash and like and subscribe. Hit that button hard. Sospiro's got a fantastic collection of fragrances that are both bold and subtle and all the things in between. They're not cheap, but that's Sospiro. If you've ever wondered why Sospiro feels like kind of opera night in a bottle, we've ranked 7 of the most talked about Sospiro fragrances that are out there, from bright, crowd-pleasing citrus to deep, smoky, kind of that after-hours woodsy thing. I'm going to give you the vibe, the keynotes, who should wear it, average retail price, what I paid for it, and then maybe 2 close alternatives. This is kind of my list, along with all those other factors. So let's go. If you know you really like these kind of fragrances, this is Sospiro in a ranking list of 7 fantastic fragrances. So let's get after it. You know, Sospiro has a lot more fragrances out there, and I'm going to get to them later. I think it's hard to talk about 15, 20 fragrances at one time. I don't think that does it much justice. And it's not a whole lot of fun for me because I don't get to talk a little bit more. But I love to talk about these fragrances. So I'm going to use this rank to kind of guide the easiest ones to love and the easiest ones to buy. And then you're just going to have to trust your nose. And maybe I'll give you a little bit of advice along the way. So the first deed to do, like I said again, was make sure you punch that like and subscribe button because it helps the Medic Outpost nonprofit. It helps first responders around the world. So all right, here we go. Sospiro's Magnificent 7 fragrances. Number 7 on my list of Sospiro is going to be Afgano Puro. And just because it's 7 on the list doesn't mean it's a bad fragrance. It's actually a fantastic fragrance, but it's not cheap. About $362 for a 100 ml bottle out there in the retail world. Real world kind of price check, it's about $185 to $230 online. You know, heavy discounts on it are pretty common, really. If you want to say a Sospiro fragrance makes you lean in and say, what is this? Or what in the world is that smell? This one's maybe that one for you. It's got smoky, it's kind of smoky and has a little bit of kind of jazz club in the dark, a dense kind of aromatic kind of fragrance that really is kind of a mood setter. It's aromatic. This one's taken a beating. I don't know if you can see what's going on with that, but this one was in the earthquake. So the sprayer and the atomizer are a little bit wanky-jawed, but I'm too cheap to try and buy another bottle. I'm going to wear this one out first. So let's see if we can, you can see it's all beat up. It's probably going to spray me in the eye, but let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it works. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's cedar, patchouli. It's got a little bit of, got some herbs in it for sure. It's a little smoky, and I pick up a little bit of sweetness in the dry down. I know I've worn this a couple of times, even before it was injured. There's musk and tobacco in it. It's a nice scent. It projects pretty well the first couple of hours, and then it kind of settles into a more intimate kind of a luxury, close to the skin sort of scent. You know, you can expect good longevity from it. It's a full workday on skin. For most of the Sospiro fragrances, it's even longer. You know, when you get it on your clothes, you have to be careful with that. You know, if you like polished niche, it makes you feel expensive. You know, really after the first spray, this is it. It's not a blind buy by any means, and maybe it's a kind of a personal statement piece. But if you hate sweetness, all you have to do is go lighter on the sprays. And if you want a lot of sweetness, go with Traviata or Vibrato, I think, are better choices, but we'll talk about them as we go along. It's that same shadowy kind of smell maybe as Black Afgano from Nasamato, or a little bit of, if you want cannabis and the smoke vibe, maybe Interlude, Amoise's Interlude will go in there. A little more incense in that one. But I think it's interesting. So again, Nasamato is pretty polarizing, but I think you could compare that to this. Initio maybe for greatness. It's kind of a dark wood, but maybe it's a little cleaner and maybe a little more modern. So I don't know, I've been holding that strip so long. I put this up here, I'm scared it's going to fall apart on me, but that's Afgano Puro. Can you see that? Afgano Puro. It's one to take a look at. It's number 7 on the list. All right, the next one I've got for you is Sospiro's Contralto. And that's this one's number 6 on the list. It averages somewhere around $290 for 100 mil at retail. But my real world price check investigation says you can find it for about 190, sometimes a little less than that, all the way up to maybe 260. It's an interesting fragrance. I wouldn't say it's a blind buy. I think you need to get your nose on it first. It's spicy, floral, smoky kind of a scent with a little bit of chestnut in it. It's a nice, confident, kind of velvety, close to the skin scent in the warmer weather, but it'll also kind of slide over into the spring and the fall. I mean, again, it's not cold weather scent by any stretch. It may be a little challenging for men because it is a unisex scent, but it may be a little challenging because it is pretty floral. And that might give it away. Pink pepper, cloves, orange blossom. It's got that chestnut, that smoky chestnut, a little bit of guaiac wood in it. Peru balsam, and then it kind of finishes out, and this is where it kind of gets close to the skin with the vanilla and the cashmere, and so it does defloralize a little bit after the dry down. It projects pretty well. Longevity's about average for what you'd see for a more floral kind of fragrance. Maybe you get 5 hours out of it, 5-6 hours. I don't think you're going to get much more than that no matter what they say. If you put it on your clothes, it's going to hang around a little bit. And if you like a polished niche that feels a little more expensive than for summer stuff, then this would be one that I think you could get away with. What would I compare it to? Well, it's think spicier orange blossom, maybe smoky woods, a little darker than maybe Killian's Angel Share, something like that. But it's a little cozier, spicier than that, but it's less boozy for sure. The two that I would say that would be closest to it would be Grand Soir, maybe, with a little bit of amber warmth, not quite as, it's a little smoother than that. And then Chergui, it's got honeyed tobacco and a little bit of spice to it. This one doesn't have a ton of tobacco in it. And that smell doesn't come out, so that's probably not a good comparison. But it's a cozy scent. One of the more affordable scents out there. It's not Contralto's bestseller. It's not Sospiro's bestseller by any stretch of the imagination. But you should get your nose on it before you try it, and write in the comments, tell me what you think. All right, the number 5 on this Magnificent 7 list is Traviata. I like the bottle. I love the presentation of Sospiro anyway, these velvety bottles. They don't do well in earthquakes, but we all know that. This one's a little more expensive. I found it pretty much retails for around $325, something like that for a 100 ml bottle. But the beauty of it with my little price check, you can find it for about $190 to $195. I mean, all the way up to maybe $270. This is a little bit of it says it's unisex, but this is kind of a fresh, aromatic, citrusy thing that goes into amber spices. So there's a little bit of wood in it, but it kind of leans feminine to me, but a man can wear it for sure. It's got citrus, lavender, some herbal notes, a little bit of florals, and again, that fruits, and it gets spicy and finishes up with a little bit of patchouli and some amber and cedar, but it's right on the edge for me. It happens to work on my skin. It doesn't project very well, but it's got decent longevity for kind of another citrusy floral scent. A lot of Sospiro's florals don't have a great longevity. Again, you get it on your clothes maybe, but this is kind of a warm weather scent around the pool, this and that. If you like a more polished kind of a fruity floral, then maybe this is the one you should take a look at. If I was going to compare it to something to kind of get it so you could fit it into your collection, I'd say this is kind of an aromatic lavender with a little bit of kind of a Dior Sauvage elixir in it. But if you want something smoother and a little more niche, this would be one to take a look at. I would say Parfums de Marly maybe. It's kind of minty lavender. Again, not quite as polished. And Maison Margiela's Jazz Club. If you want some warmer amber in the dry down, but it's not nearly as boozy as that. So it's a good fragrance. I think you definitely want to get your nose on this one before you pull the trigger, because like I say, they're all expensive. But this one might lean. If you're a woman, this is perfect. You can definitely wear this, but this is kind of on the edge of a little too feminine. But tell me what you think in the comments. All right, number 4 on the Magnificent 7 for Sospiro is Basso. And Basso is a very popular scent. I like it a lot. It's around that same retail price point of or $325, something like that. And it's one of those, it's around $190 to maybe $260. Every once in a while you can find a tester. That's a good deal. It's hard to find really good deals on these fragrances, but the difference between $325 and $190 is quite a bit. This one's got a citrus opening. It kind of dries down into this leathery, resinous kind of a vibe that's got pretty good projection. It's definitely masculine leaning. I mean, it's different from the other one for sure. What it smells like, I get grapefruit, some labdanum, a little bit of leather, resiny kind of thing on it. It's got a little bit of flower in it, some carnation. And then it goes into that a little bit more woody, sandalwood kind of pepper. There's some gaiac wood to it, a little bit of cedar. It's good. It's projections 5 to 6 hours. Again, you can get a little bit more if you want to douse your clothes a little bit with it. It'll go pretty well. I think this is an evening scent, but I think you could probably get away with wearing it a little bit in the warmer weather. It's polished. It's again, like all the Sospiro fragrances, it's got a little bit of a floral lean to it. At least that's my opinion. That's what I think. It does. That's what it shows me on my skin. But it's got a bright top and then those dark resins in the base, and that contrast is great. Those ambery leathers come out in the base too. It's less smoky than the Tom Ford like Tuscan leather or something like that. A little more resinous. If I was going to compare it to a couple of fragrances, I think I could compare it to Memo Paris's African leather, although it's not as sharp, the edges aren't as sharp, and maybe not quite as spicy. This is another kind of an interlude man because it's got that resin in it, but it's not, those resins in interlude man are a little stronger and a little more incensey. But it's a good fragrance. I've worn this several times, and I feel pretty confident when I wear it. I mean, I don't think I've gotten any compliments on it, I don't remember. But maybe I'll wear it again in the next few weeks when I head back on my travels and it's a little bit cooler up north, and we'll see how it goes. If you've worn it, if you have any experience with it, let me know in the comments. So number 3 on the list is one that's it's really kind of new to me. I just picked this up a few months ago. It's Il Padrino. And Il Padrino it's in the brown bottle, which is a little different. But it's another one of those $325 or so retails. You can get this one for a little bit cheaper. I think it's not quite as popular as some of the others. $185 to $230 is what the deal maker says. If you like a scent that's, it's kind of boozy, dark, again, a little bit fruity like all the Sospiros, but this one has a creamy sandalwood in it. It's kind of it kind of brings that fruitiness into a scent that you could wear in the evening. I think it's still fruity and kind of sweet and playful, but I think it opens up really fruity. In fact, it opens up a little too fruity for me. But the black currant and the bergamot come out in it, boom, and then it starts to dry down 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. It goes into a more rummy, amaretto, boozy kind of a scent, which I really like. And then it ends up with some labdanum and a little bit of sandalwood in the dry down, some benzoin too. So it's a unique scent. It's got tons of, it's pretty complex. It's got tons of things in it, tons of different nuances to it. It projects pretty well, 4 to 5 hours longevity. It's, again, this is one that I would spray on my clothes just a little bit to keep it going. But like always, after 4 or 5 hours, reapply. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't do it. It is expensive, but If you don't like the sweetness, then, just go a little bit lighter on it. What comparisons? What would I compare it to? Well, it's got that boozy amber, so there's a few out there. Nasamato's Pardon, which is fairly new, is a little bit darker than this. And Narcotic Delight is by Initio is kind of like this, except that's a little more candy, kind of sweet. But I would go with, anything that's dark and boozy, a little resinous, I think would be good. Goldfiddle and Banks is Silky Woods. If you've tried that fragrance, that's a little bit more polished and maybe a little bit sweeter amber, but again, not a bad comparison. This is a good one. Il Padrino, give it a shot. I think you're gonna like it. Give it a sniff before you buy it. All right, we're getting down to the end, and as it just so happens, we've got the two most popular fragrances out there in the fragrance community, and that, Lucky Scent, all the other lists and everything rank these 1 and 2 just about every time. This one, the first one is Dolce Melodia. This is the number 2 on my list, and it's $325, $314, something around in there. But you're not going to find this one very cheap at discounters. This will run you about $250, $235 to $250 if you get lucky, all the way up to maybe $325. And Dolce Melodia is one of the most popular fragrances from the house, and it's been out 3 or 4 years. It's a sweet floral, kind of juicy fruit core kind of a scent. A little bit, it's unisex, but men can wear it, but it's on the spectrum toward the feminine side. Vanilla and sandalwood in the finish. I think it's great for hotter weather, around the pool. I think it can also be dressed up a little bit. It's more of a formal kind of fruity fragrance that you could wear in the evening. Definitely not a hot weather scent. I think you'd be happy, cooler, sunny weather, maybe the Mediterranean kind of thing. It's got mandarin orange, a little bit of saffron, and I get rose and jasmine pretty strong. The note breakdown says it has blackcurrant in it, but compared to Traviata and some of the others, I don't get blackcurrant in it at all. But it does dry down. It's got some white musk in it and a little bit of vanilla that make it a little more manly, maybe. Projections, 5 or 6 hours. Again, it's one of those that you're going to expect to reapply if you want to keep it going, into the nighttime. I think if you're looking for a solid niche, a little bit different, kind of out there, I think you'd be happy with Dolce Melodia. Like I say, it's number 2 on the popularity list, and if you're going to compare it to something, I'm not sure it has anything to compare it to. I guess you could say it's maybe Grand Soir or something like that. It's got that cozy kind of sweetness and floral, those floral notes in the top, but I don't think it's completely similar to that at all. I think the amber in Grand Soir knocks it down a little bit. Accento Overdose by Xerjoff would be one, and Justina has one called Melodia del Amor, which I think is a little more feminine than this one, but it's rich and sweet. It's got that floral in it. So this is Dolce Melodia. Good luck on finding it at discounters. It's really hard to find, but I would try it, especially as we get closer to summer. I think it'd be one that everybody's gonna wear a lot and enjoy, especially in those more formal, warm weather kind of events and things like that. Okay, we finally made it to number 1, and I don't think this is any surprise, really. This is one of the most hyped scents out there in the community, and this is Vibrato. And it's another, $325 or so at retailers, and I think I picked this one up for $190 at one of the discounters. You can find it out there occasionally. It does sell out, just boom, and it's gone. So if you see it out there, you need to jump on it. It's how do I describe it? It's a sparkling, citrusy kind of floral that's kind of flopped over a bunch of amber wood. So it's got a little bit of a clean, luxury, bright kind of vibe to it. It opens a little bit floral and feminine, but then it dries down with those ambers, and it makes it a little more unisex, I think. It's I don't know. I like it, and I've worn a lot of it, but I think you've got to be in the right situation to wear it. It's, yeah, no, it's definitely masculine leaning. It's definitely masculine leaning. It's got grapefruit, some bergamot, a little bit of ginger. You know, I don't pick up the woods and the amber until, I don't know, quite far along, 30 minutes or so, and it starts to dry down. That's when you pick up the musk and the patchouli, and there's a little bit of vetiver in it. You know, again, it's a great scent. I wear it a lot. It's got good projection, good longevity. 6+ I think is a reasonable amount of time for it. But it, you know, after it dries down, it stays on my skin pretty well, and then, you know, it moves into a skin scent. If you like an expensive smelling scent that you can wear, it's pretty versatile. You could wear it in the summer. You could wear it early fall, or what is it? Early spring, late fall, when it's a little bit warmer. It's kind of like Ex Nihilo, the Blue Talisman, but it's a little bit warmer and woodier. It's maybe a little more classic than that. I don't know. I'd say it's, you know, the ginger and Ex Nihilo is, and it's got some musk. I think that's close. And then it's got some similarities to Ingenious Ginger, is it? Or Ingenious Ginger by Goldfield and Banks. My brain's farting all over the place, but it's just kind of a citrus ginger to it, although ginger's not listed in the notes, but it does come down into that smooth musk and some of the resins in the wood. So it stays masculine all the way through, even in the opening. But it does give it a little bit of wiggle there in the front where it could be more unisex than masculine. But anyway, it's a great scent. If you can find it at discounters, get your nose on it. This is one I think you could blind buy and you wouldn't be disappointed, especially if you're in an area where you've got some warmer weather. So this is #1 on the list, this Magnificent 7 from Sospiro. The winner is Vibrato. All right, let's do a quick recap here and just kind of give you an idea of what I think some of these fragrances, where they would fall in the list. If you want a compliment getter, I'd have to go with Vibrato. It's #1 on my list, so it makes sense. If you want some kind of a romantic little sweet floral kind of thing that's going to stay close to the skin after the dry down, I'd go Dolce Melodia. If you want a boozy, more powerful amber-based scent, it's Il Petrino, no question. And if you want some leather that's not going to be too sharp and too heavy with a little bit of aromatic woods to it, I would say Basso would probably be the one to try. If you want one that leans a little more feminine and it's got kind of aromatic amber to it, but a lot of rose and different things, that's Traviata for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit feminine to me, but hey, each to his own. If you want a spicy, kind of smoky chestnut elegance, then with a lower retail price, it's Contralto. You can find that one for around $160 at times. So that's a pretty good deal. And, you know, if you want the #7 on the list, is more polarizing, obviously, that's Afgano Puro, and that's kind of late night, smoky, kind of a moody scent. You know, if you like this kind of video, the Magnificent 7, then make sure you let me know in the comments, and I'll do a few more of the Sospiros that I have, and maybe we'll mix and match on notes or that sort of thing. So that's another Magnificent 7 for you. It's in the barn. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a little bit, at least, to help you along in your fragrance journey and maybe add some things to your collection. If you did, then please, like I say, help out the channel. I keep telling you that, and I apologize for that, but it's important. Like and subscribe. And if you want to see more content, then just ring the bell, and there'll be more cool videos coming your way. Everyone have a great day or night or whenever it is, wherever you are. Stay safe, have a ball, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.